everybody, Brandon from the sAs Snack Food Appreciation Society here with you for pizza night. I got nothing in front of me. Well, a lot of people say that about my future, but I don't. I say I'm going to have pizza tonight, and that's what I'm going to do, and I'll be right back with something from the freezer aisle and an old lady from the past. Alright gang, pizza night is on the air for Friday night, August the 15th, 2014. Bad Cat Calendar says, I only wear this when I'm about to steal some skirt steak off of your plate. Very naughty looking pirate cat. What we have here, as alluded to, is something that I think is pretty new from Celeste. Good old Mama Celeste, that crusty old battle axe. French bread pizza. We already know, of course, from a prior Pizza Night episode some time ago, that Stouffer's is indeed the champion of the French bread pizza division, having defeated Red Baron French bread pizza some time back. I just noticed these Celeste French bread pizzas in the local Giant Food a couple of weeks back, and decided that I would indeed make these an edition of Pizza Night. Real cheap. 99 cents a piece for these things. Hopefully they're worth at least that much. And I got two different varieties. I got quote-unquote original, which appears just to be a cheese pizza on French bread, and I got pepperoni, which is described as French bread topped with sauce, cheese, and pepperoni made with pork, chicken, and beef. So it is the typical fast food slash frozen food pepperoni mix. Not nearly as descriptive for the original there. It just says French bread pizza. It doesn't say French bread topped with sauce and cheese. I don't know why they got a little more fancy with this one. Anyway, guys, let me resituate here, get these things out of the pack, and I'll show you what they look like before they go into the oven. Okay guys, I'm back. Show you the French bread pizza out of the package. They want you to go ahead and put it on a baking sheet and preheat your oven to 375 degrees. Both of them have that step on there. Remove the plastic wrap. I'd hate to see if you put that stuff in the oven. And the cheese one wants me to bake it for 18 to 20 minutes until the cheese melts and the product is heated through. However, the pepperoni version wants to go for 22 to 25 minutes. Now, I don't know how they deduce 4 or 5 extra minutes for these little tiny pieces of pepperoni that are on there, the little cubes, which I'm not too fond of generally, but I guess they know what they're talking about. Or do they? I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to stick these things in the oven, hopefully split the difference and get them to come out around the same time. And we'll see what happens right after this on Pizza Night. Alright guys, I'm back after only 15 minutes. Actually, I cooked it at 375 for 12 minutes and then checked it, and I noticed that the edges were getting real brown. So I turned the oven way down to 200 and put it in there for an additional 3 minutes, and this thing just is, getting real dark. I didn't want it to burn up, so certainly didn't go the 18 minutes or the 22 minutes that they wanted me to put in for either one of these. I've noted in the past that my oven does run a little bit hot, but damn, I think they need to go back to the drawing board on the directions for the oven for Celeste. Anyway, this one is the original. This one is the pepperoni once again. Taking a look at those pepperonis, there's just those weird pinkish kind of purple cubed pepperonis. You got darkening on the cheese in this area, whereas in this area not quite as much. I guess the cooking changes when you add two, but they didn't have instructions for cooking two, so what can I tell you? I'm not stupid. I know how to cook things in the oven, but yeah, this one just didn't look like it turned out right. When you look over on the bottom side, got quite a bit of browning, even kind of scorching there. So yeah, they really need to go back to the drawing board on those directions, and that's automatically probably going to take a quarter point off of their score. Just because I couldn't cook it properly due to their instructions and of course my oven. So anyway, I'll be right back. It might need some of these guys, some of the usual suspects. Who knows? We'll see. We'll be right back right after this to tell you more about it and give it a rating. Alright guys, I'm back. Technical difficulties with the cooking. What can I tell you? I don't know what to say. You know, maybe I should have put it at 350 instead of 375 or something like that. I don't know. Maybe they should get their directions right. I don't know. Anyway, French bread pizza is something that I generally wouldn't eat for dinner. You know, if I really thought about it, I would probably eat it for lunch, you know, especially at school when I was a kid. The Stouffer's, of course, the champion of the French bread pizza, is one of the best in the world, an awesome old school classic you know, snack. But Mama Celeste had to throw her hat into the ring, you know. Let's try out this original one first. And again, it's a fairly dense piece of bread. It's got the cheese on top. It's got the tomato sauce, which appears to be kind of orangish in color, not real red like most tomato sauces that you see on pizza. Hey, maybe that means it's homemade, who knows. Alright guys, let me try it out and I'll let you know what I think. Honestly, that doesn't taste like much. You know, wow, that doesn't taste like much at all. Let me get a little lick of this sauce. This is practically flavorless, guys. The bread you would expect to be kind of dry and toasty. That's just the way the French bread pizza is. Usually you're not getting the most of your flavor from the actual French bread. Overall, the sauce is just lubrication. It doesn't taste like anything at all. It's kind of thick and chunky in a little bit of way, and I don't mean that in terms of chunks of vegetables. I mean that it's more like a puree than a liquid, kind of thicker than your standard tomato sauce. Cheese. Let me get a little sampling of that. The cheese is probably overall the highlight, and that's not much of a highlight. Again, this is flavorless for 99 cents. I can't say that I would buy it again, especially if I saw a Stouffer's or a Red Baron next to it. Both of those are better than this. I'm going to wait to give you the overall rating on it until after I try this pepperoni one, so I can give it a comparative shot. But anyway, so far not a good start by Miss Abundanza herself, Mama Celeste. Now let me try out this pepperoni one. Again, practically flavorless. The pepperoni does have some spice to it. And it has that kind of artificial pepperoni juice flavor, I will call it. You know, it's not springy. It's kind of mushy. The sauce actually, however, does get a little bit of flavor brought out by this pepperoni, and it might become some of that pepperoni juice or some of that salt leaking down into the sauce to give it a little bit better flavor. But overall, still relatively bland, practically flavorless, not good. Save your 99 cents. Hell, go buy a piece of pizza from 7-Eleven. It's better than this. Quarter thumb up on the cheese. Half of a thumb up. No. Third of a thumb up on the pepperoni. Neither one of them are very good. Save your money. Don't buy these French bread pizzas by Celeste as far as I'm concerned, unless you just can't afford anything else and you got a Jones for something that at least feels like pizza in your mouth, even if it doesn't taste like it. This is going to need habanero. This is going to need fresh ground black pepper. Hell, this is going to need Papa John's special garlic sauce. In fact, let me unleash a little bit of this right now on this pepperoni. There you go. A little bit of this habanero right here. Maybe a lot of habanero. A little bit of ground pepper. A little bit of this cheese right here. The 4 grated cheese it's called. 4C rather. Parmesan and Romano. Alright. Got it all in this quadrant right here. Gonna take a bite and see if this pizza can indeed be resuscitated and saved. It tastes like all of these things on toasted French bread. That's about it. You can't even taste the other ingredients once you put these other things on there. It's not bringing out flavors. The flavors aren't coming together. This is just a bland mess, guys. Again, don't buy it, but whatever floats your boat. I'm not going to chastise you if you do. Good try, Mama Celeste, I guess. If you really want to stay in that bottom portion of the pricing, I guess you got to cut corners somewhere, and you're really cutting corner on the flavor on this one, guys, I'll tell you that. Alright, guys, thank you to everybody who made the 1,000 subscriber goal possible to obtain. We obtained that goal just a couple of days ago. sAs keeps trucking along. Subscribe if you haven't already and make that 1,000 10,000, because that's the next goal, guys. Hell, it might take us 20 years, but we'll get there. We'll get there. And also, join the sAs on Facebook by clicking on the link in the description down below. Join 260 plus of the coolest people in the world. Everybody will be your friend and everybody will know your name. How will that feel? It'll feel great. Also, follow me on Twitter at BrandonReichSAS. Also, make sure you check out the hashtag Snack Society when you go to Twitter to see all of the latest happenings from the sAs, whether it be from me, from the heel Will Mahoney, Cameron, Alex, Count Duckula 21, that's Dr. Jeff Smith, and more. And in the meantime, in between time, we'll see you Sunday, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.